In my most recent episode of 5 Ways to Help Win the Tournament of Power, we started off with Master Roshi and some of the older techniques that he has that could help him along with Universe 7 prevail. But what about Krillin? Well, with his exceptional ability of ki control along with other techniques, Krillin can prove to be an ally in this battle. So let's get started. The first technique that we should talk about is Krillin's ability to clone himself. Used in the anime adaptation of the Nappa fight, in this Krillin can make 3 versions of himself fight, which can vastly improve the team's offense and defense. On the offensive end, it can actually add extra fighters for Universe 7 to fight with, and on the defensive end, if one of them gets knocked out, Krillin can still use the other bodies to prevail in this fight itself. The only weakness, however, is the effect on his actual power itself. Now, the next technique is the Kaku Sandan, also referred to as the Scattering Bullet. For those of you who play a lot of MMORPGs, you can think of this as a PvE move or a player versus environment move in which Krillin can attack multiple foes at once, which would be perfect for a battle royale. And this technique was first used when Krillin was fighting against the Cybermen and he turned one powerful blast into multiple blasts that defeated most of the Cybermen. The next technique is a much older technique in Krillin's balloon technique, also referred to as the Fusenka. This is a very humorous gag technique used by Krillin all the way back to Dragon Ball when he was a kid fighting Goku in the 22nd Tenkaichi Budokai. This technique allows Krillin to expand his body like a balloon to change the difference in his fall time. And this could be an excellent move for Krillin to use in this Tournament of Power, as he can maintain his body in the arena and not violate the rule of flying out of the arena as a comeback. And to just make sure, the Grand Prix specifically said that Buku Jutsu, or the art of flying, cannot be used, and this would not violate that. Now, the fourth technique that we have would obviously be Krillin's anime adaptation of the Spirit Ball. He used this technique very similar to Yamcha when he was fighting against Kid Buu and the Afterlife, and this could be very great for PvP or player versus player, in which Krillin can use this technique to fight against one specific opponent in which all of the other fighters from the different universes would have been dwindled down. So if it's Krillin versus his opponent and the opponent is not significantly stronger and faster, Krillin can definitely use this technique to throw it at his opponent and give himself an advantage by throwing a decoy attack along with planning other techniques that he could possibly use. And last but not least, you might find this weird, but Krillin's lack of height can actually give him an advantage. As we see in the fights against Bacterian and Nappa, Krillin's small frame and body helped him evade a much more massive foe. And as we see against Nappa later on, even though Krillin was slower than Nappa, he proved to be a menace at several points in time because of his mobility. And if Krillin faces an absurdly large foe like Bergamo or Piccolo Jr. in the 23rd tournament, his lack of size can help him survive and provide himself as an extra fighter down the road. As we know, the smaller you are, the harder you are to hit. So overall, despite being one of the weakest characters, Krillin can still provide support by his ability to attack multiple foes at once, along with his defensive mechanisms such as his lack of height and his balloon technique. I didn't mention the Destructo Disc, as killing is not allowed, and if Krillin hit someone with it and actually kill them, it would be a violation. So with everything else said, please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. And remember, as I always say, to have a great day, guys, and stay tuned next week where I break down the next character.